Have you ever thought to yourself, they just don't understand what it's like to have acne? Hi, this is Dr. Neal Schwartz, and today we'll be discussing the unfortunate reality that, quote, they will never understand. The thing is, the experience of treatment failure and social isolation is not a natural state of being, and no one who has not yet experienced it for years will ever truly get what is going on psychologically. I, however, do understand, and today we're going to break it down in vivid detail because, as I always say, the more we observe, the less we react. So here's why they will never understand. For starters, you didn't understand before you experienced it. You may have had sympathy, empathy, or care for others who had it. But until acne took over your life, you really didn't understand the panic, the hopelessness, the fear of disfigurement, and the frustration of losing your social freedom. I assume for some people watching this, you now know what it really feels like, and there was no way you could have understood prior to experiencing it. They also have not yet experienced this condition, and they may never run into it, so expect them to not really get it. And that's okay, because you didn't get it either prior to your struggle. It is my firm opinion that this specific condition is impossible to understand without having gone through it. What is it about the acne experience that is so impossible to understand? It is impossible to understand because the acne experience is more than just cosmetic or visual. It's sensory, uncomfortable, intangible, even without a mirror available. A blind acne sufferer can go crazy also. It's the sensation of feeling unclean despite incredible efforts to get clean that can destroy the human spirit. If one of your sympathetic friends wanted to do an experiment and try to understand the sensation, they would have to not take a shower for 2 months while showing up to a full-time job in front of other people. That level of grime would be equivalent to the level of grime that an acne sufferer builds up in the span of 12 hours. But of course, they still won't really get it with this experiment because they will know a shower is coming in their certain future, and this knowledge alone will reassure any anxiety or discomfort that may arise. Unfortunately, a real acne sufferer has no such reassurance, and doomed thoughts develop of never getting clean or getting clean only after heavily scarring oneself. This daily uncertainty is constantly provoking anxiety, and the overall situation that ensues is essentially the furthest thing from being, quote, at peace. Real sufferers don't know what's going to pop up tomorrow morning, and it is this lack of control that often creates anger, misery, and a deep sense of hopelessness. So here's another thought. Why can't those with other challenging medical situations totally get it? Well, they can get closer to getting it, but they will never understand living with the ongoing stigma of acne and dealing with what acne mistakenly means to others in our society. Not to mention, unlike other embarrassing ailments, this one is not so easy to hide. They will never understand the torment or tease of having boundless energy and passion that can't be properly expressed without distraction. Those living with other serious medical diseases will have difficulty understanding the self-induced social isolation that often specifically occurs with acne. The reality is, unless you've failed many acne treatments and have developed anxiety and loss of hope, you will never truly understand how deep and darkly disturbing this condition can be. Imagine how much our society is being impacted by this psychological turmoil. We all know that emotional imbalance is the driving force of all our current societal problems. Acne plays its part, and I often observe how much of an impact this condition is really having on us all as one connected society. So here's my recommendation regarding your personal struggle. Number 1, do not expect them to understand. Proper expectations will prevent unnecessary frustration. Number 2, do not expect sympathy or empathy for this condition. Many people find the conversation boring and gross and do not react to it like they would if you had a different condition. Number 3, the only way out of this black hole of a medical disease is to fight hard, fight smart, and actually win the battle. That is the answer to your prayers. that is the answer to your dreams. You have to fight for it. No one is going to bring it to you, and no one really understands your struggle unless they themselves have gone through it for years. If you and your doctor are continuing to fumble with this very tricky but always treatable condition, know that my practice is available and devoted to persistent, resistant, and allergic cases. I hope just the knowledge of this practice gives you some sense of a backup plan or peacefulness during your treatment battle. I'll be here if you need me. Have a great day.